Hi, and welcome to another HanDrinksSolo 1-minute waffle, this time on Morgenster's Nabucco Nebbiolo 2014. This is another wine made by the inimitable Henry Kortzer, who has since moved from Morgenster to Moldebosch and has also released an incredible range of wines under the Pilgrim Wines label. Platter named him Best New Producer last year, and his wines, which are a Shiraz, a Chenin Blanc, and also a Bastardo du Castello or Trousseau, are definitely worth hunting down. But back to this Morgenster Nabucco Nebbiolo. Nebbiolo is one of Italy's most famous A-lister grapes. It comes from the north, up in Piedmont, in regions of Barolo and Barbaresco, and really, it is just so distinctive, there's nothing like it. And as a result, around the world, no one has really tried to reproduce what they are doing in these regions. In fact, up until about 10 years ago, almost 95% of Nebbiolo in the world was grown in Piedmont. So the question you might ask is, well then, why does South Africa have Nebbiolo? Well, one of the reasons is that the original founder of Morgenster, Giulio Bertrand, came from his home in Piedmont to have an early retirement in the Helderberg. And he looked out his back door one day and thought, this looks a little like Piedmont. And so he started planting Italian cultivars, seemingly with much success. Perhaps one of the other reasons why this wine is so special is because Morgenster made the rather costly decision to cellar age the bottle before releasing it onto the market. So it's a 2014 vintage. It was in barrel for 18 months or so. So it's been in bottle since towards the end of 2015. And yet it's only been released onto the market in the last year. Now, it's always great to find wines like this because it means that the estate has taken it upon themselves to do the passively difficult jobs like finding space to store the wine and not drinking it during lockdown. Now, when it comes to the flavor profile of Nebbiolo, or the Neb Dog as I like to call him, he's got this insane red sour cherry element going on along with really firm tannins, which is a little confusing when you look at it because it's quite light in color. And then contrary to everything else, there's often this gentle floral potpourri type element, which in itself is occasionally mixed in with the smell of a hot tar road on a summer's day. But in a good way. When it comes to the original Barolo and Barbaresco Nebbiolos, even at an age of 10 years old, they would be considered a baby that still needs to mature in the bottle for many years to come. Luckily, in South Africa, we don't have to be quite so patient. This wine is only 7 years old and is already drinking beautifully. Given that this is a fairly unusual cultivar in South Africa, why not use the website in order to ask any questions that you may have about Nebbiolo wines? And if I can't answer them directly, I will get hold of Henry or the Morgenster cellar team and ask them.